Welcome to their Team Solomon Circus deck profile. Today we'll be going over Adignisters. Before we get into the deck, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So hopping right in, we do play the 3 chip, which is Picari here. He searches for your spell and trap AIs. Then we play the 3 dip, which is Achiri. He searches for the monster. We then play 2 Doyon. When he's special summoned, you can target 1 Adignister in your graveyard, add it back to your hand. And then when he's used for link material, you can add back 1 of your spell cards. So he really just kind of does both, but not as great because you have to use it for material first. We do play the 1 Brew. This card, all it does is send the negate. When we control a link 6 monster, we can negate a card, so definitely comes up. Otherwise, this card's just a brick. That's it for the main Adignister monsters. We do play 1 more, which is right here. We play the Gachuri. It's just an extender and can come up. It also protects your access code as well as your towers. We are not playing the water. I don't find it that good, and it's just not really needed because you can make everything you need with your combo itself. So I decided to cut that card. Now moving on to the other monster cards. We do play 3 Ash Blossom. The deck just makes really a towers going first and going second. It struggles a lot. So we decided to play a bunch of hand traps. And you only really need 2 card combo. So all your monsters really get you into the other monsters if you have either red or yellow. So we don't really need that many. We do play 3 Ash Blossoms, 2 Ghost Ogres, 3 Nibirus. We could play DD Crow. I was thinking of DD Crow over the Ghost Ogres, but I decided because all the punk decks and Therion coming out, as well as Flandres, it's a problem versus this deck, as well as Sword Soul. It just covers everything, and as well as Ash covers that Despia build. It's a 1-for-1, and I find that a lot of the punk decks, or I guess the synchro spam decks, are getting more popular. So we're definitely playing the 3 nibs just for that. We then play for the spells. We play 3 AI lands. Literally your heart and soul of the deck. If this card, doesn't resolve, you don't really win. You don't really do nothing. Yeah. Once you link your material away and you have no monsters in your main monster zone, you can special summon the same or a different attribute as an attribute you've already activated. So let's say you normal summon this card, you link it to your extra deck, you activate this effect, you can summon a light, a fire, an earth, or a water, or a dark. But once you do that, you cannot do that same attribute again for this effect. So, it could be up to a 4 times special summon per turn. We then play the 3 Meet You. Literally all it does is reveal for, let's example, reveals let's say we're searching for the dark, or let's say we search for the light. We revealed this card here, so it does 23,000 attack, and then we search for the light monster. If you don't special summon that monster, you do take 23,000, so it's not really great, but at the same time, you set up a tower, so that's all really you need. We then play the 2 Reborn. It ends up helping us extend, going second. We're able to break boards easily with this card. We do play the 1 AI Contact. It's really graceful charity as long as you have an AI land on field and in your hand. And because the deck searches for the card so easily, if you just open one, rather than searching for an AI land, you can search for an AI Contact. And then you're just making a draw 2. Can't complain about that. Then for your other consistency cards, we do play the Silent Mining. You really have to see either chip or dip, or else this deck doesn't really do anything. So we just play consistency cards. We're playing 40 or 39 cards, so we've got to play the upstart for consistency. Then for the tech options, we are playing 1 Feather Duster. This deck struggles a lot versus back row, so I just said why not add it in. If it's a 1-for-1, it's a 1-for-1. It really hits everything. Going against Despia, it hits branded in red. You just start it during the main phase. You activate, they either half the chain or they lose value. It hits Blackout. It does trigger Scythe, so it's not really great, but You know, it hits a lot of the other stuff as well. So it's definitely, I think it's worth 1 slot. You know, also don't lose to mine. We then play the 3 crossouts. You really need your AIs to resolve, so we would play this for, you know, to work around stuff, and then like the 1 call by the grave, as well as the 3 imperms to finish off the hand traps. We do play Droll in the side deck because this deck loses to Droll hard. So you have to, like, you know, if you cross out the Droll or you call by the Droll, it's really effective. But yeah, Droll's also not bad this format at all, so I expected to see it popping up more. And now for the extra deck. We played the 1 Link Splitter. The reason why it's an ulti on the top of your deck is because, let's say your opponent sees that you have a Link Splitter that's ulti. It means you're dedicated to being the fact that you know you're going to get nibbed, and you can play around it. Or you can continue playing, so it's like 9 tactic. So we play the 1 Link Splitter. The 2 Dark Infants. This card's kind of insane. Reason why the deck is not doing anything, because before you had to like make a Link 2 or something, and you know, you had to like search with the Pikachu here to get your, you know, your field spell. But now any of your monsters just link summon into this, and then you just search for the field spell, so it's kind of busted. And then when you set summon your like Link 5 or your Link 3, my bad, it comes back and then changes types, so you can special summon 3 more monsters. So yeah, you know, just automatically part of your combo. We do play the 1 Wicked. This is just for Bahuru. We do play the 1 Security Dragon. Because we play Nib, you know, you want to have to balance your opponent's monsters. And you want to get rid of that monster. You don't really have, or, you know, can't really play with a Nib on your field. So you have to link it off somehow, which is what he's for. We do play the Splash Mage. It's a Cyber stack. This card's cracked in Cyber stacks, not much to say. Update Jammer. We play the Transcode, so you know, you gotta play Upcode Jammer. And then we do play the Access Code Talker. This card's insane in this deck, just facilitates OTKs like no other. We then play the Ad Ignister cards, other than Dark Infant. We do play the Dark Templar. He's your dark target and part of your combo. He, you know, facilitates your your towers. We do play the new Heat Soul. Heat Soul is just like an actual usable fire Ad Ignister. He fits like the 23 attack as well as the Link 3, and you know, he helps you draw cards. So if you're not really doing very great, you can just make this and draw cards. There's also a trap version of this deck, which makes Heat Soul, you know, if you don't make the towers, there's draw stuff. So you can play a lot of hand traps, might as well make that, as well as, you know, you can use that to search your fire. We then play the towers, which is why the deck works. This card's absolutely insane. Also, you know, has the same effect of unaffected by pretty much everything, and it gains attack. So you could actually make this 6,000 attack. It doesn't really ever come up. It's only 4,000 or 5,000, but it's 4,000 or 5,000 with a negate. So yeah, definitely cannot complain. And then we also play the light target. So we have a dark, fire, and a light. You got to play this because, you know, you really want to search either your fire or your light. If you have light, you want to search fire, but if you have fire, you want to search light. If you got both of them, you can definitely search for the dark, but it's not always as good. And we do play the protection, which is the Cyber's Quantum Dragon. You could theoretically cut this for another card of your choice, maybe a second Access Code if you want to ball out or something. But I definitely find this card comes up because your end board can usually be both of these, which is like your complete end board, I guess I should say. Well, that's it for the deck. Not much to say. You know, the combo is really like straightforward. You normal summon any one of these monsters here. So one of these two. You link into Dark Infant. You search for your field spell, and then you just continue from there. You know, if you have this one, you get to search for this one. If you have this one, you have to search for a spell that adds this one. So not much to say. Not much you can screw up. The deck is a pretty basic towers deck, but it definitely does the job great. Yeah, thanks.